Yes guys, welcome back to the MMA Sucker channel. As always, I'm Frazer Krohn and this is your UFC 324 main event breakdown. The first main event, not the first title fight, but the first main event of the Paramount Plus era for the UFC. Paddy Pimblett takes on Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight title, with the carrot being dangled of a potential mega fight for the winner against the undisputed champion Ilia Topuria. Now, is that a fight that either man wants? I'm sure it is, because they want the gold. But stylistically, I think Ilia Topuria is a fantastic matchup is a bad matchup for both of these guys. And we'll have to see what happens. I'm going to go into breaking down each fighter. I'm going to go into how I think the fight might play out, and I'm going to give a little prediction at the end. But first, let's have a look at the stats that each man carries into the octagon on Saturday night. Justin Gaethje has 26 wins, 5 losses and no draws. Paddy Pimblett has 23 wins, 3 losses and no draws. But there's no denying that Justin Gaethje has a far better UFC caliber of opponent. The average fight time, Justin Gaethje, 11 minutes and 14 seconds in the octagon. Remember, he's had a lot of main event slots, a lot of pay-per-view main events, a lot of 5-round fights. And Paddy Pimblett has not. He's only had one 5-round fight scheduled in the UFC, and his average fight time is 8 minutes and 56 seconds. Gaethje holds a 1-inch height advantage at 5'11" to Pimblett's 5'10", but Pimblett has the longer reach at 73 inches as opposed to Gaethje's 70. Both men will of course weigh in at the lightweight title bout limit of 155 pounds. Both men are orthodox, and Paddy Pimblett is 7 years Justin Gaethje's junior heading into this one. Strikes landed per minute, no surprises to see that Justin Gaethje is slightly higher at 6.59 as opposed to Pimblett's 5.19. Striking accuracy is pretty similar for both men, 58 and 53% respectively. Strikes absorbed per minute, again, this is no surprise that Justin Gaethje's strikes absorbed per minute are 7.18 in comparison to Pimblett's 3.14, and each man's defensive stats are fairly similar. Defensive percentage is fairly similar, 51 and 42%. The grappling is where this fight could take place. Takedown average for Gaethje 0.1, so he averages 0.1 takedowns per 15 minutes, and Paddy Pimblett averages 0.96 takedowns per 15 minutes. Takedown accuracy is pretty poor for both men, 14% for Justin Gaethje, 28% for Pimblett, but the takedown defense is fairly similar, 68% for Justin Gaethje, 50% for Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett, however, averages 1.7 submission attempts per 15 minutes, whereas Justin Gaethje has never attempted a submission in the UFC. Now let's first look at the former interim lightweight champion Justin Gaethje. There's no denying that he is the more experienced man at the higher level. He's fought some of the best fighters to have graced the UFC's middleweight division in recent years. You've got Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, at the time prime Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, back-to-back fights with Rafael Fiziev, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Charles Oliveira. I can't remember if he's fought Dan Hooker or not, but he seems like he probably has. Justin Gaethje has fought some of the who's who of Edson Barboza. He's fought some of the who's who of the lightweight division in the past 10 years. We know what to expect from Justin Gaethje. He's a pressure fighter. He's an elite leg kicker, and despite his 68% takedown defense, he's got underrated wrestling defense. The thing is with Gaethje, he's a potential madman. We've seen it in the UFC before, that sort of inner crazy guy come out. Will we see it against Pimblett, or has Trevor Whitman really managed to rein that in and completely negate it from Justin Gaethje's games? Like I said, his takedown is 68%. However, he's only been taken down 7 times in 14 UFC fights. He was taken down by Rafael Fiziev last time out, but that was more, I think, that caught him off guard. I don't think he'll be caught off guard in the takedown attempts of Paddy Pimblett in this one. But with Gaethje, we know that he always throws with intent, and despite what his previous fights suggest, he can be extremely systematic when he looks to break opponents down. Take the Tony Ferguson win as an example of that. He broke Tony Ferguson in the 3rd and 4th rounds, leading to the stoppage. For me, Justin Gaethje is a little bit one-dimensional. The stats suggest that he doesn't like to wrestle despite being a very competent wrestler and despite having a background in wrestling. He loves to go in there and strike with his opponents. When the fight isn't going his way, however, he seems out of ideas and tries to just wing shots, hoping to land. He likes to throw hooks, he likes to throw overhands, and he likes to hook and uppercut to the body. For me, Justin Gaethje has limited footwork and is guilty of trying to take too many shots on the guard sometimes, which often isn't a great impression for the judges. Last time out against Rafael Fiziev, I thought we saw a little bit better improved footwork from him. He was a little bit lighter on his feet than we're traditionally used to. And it was a good look, but he couldn't maintain it for the full 15 minutes. I think with Justin Gaethje, like I said, I think he's a little bit one-dimensional. When things don't go his way, he seems to lose confidence and he seems out of ideas. With this potentially being, if he loses his last fight in mixed martial arts in the UFC, that's probably just going to add to the fact that if he's 3 or 4 rounds down, he will go out there and try and wing shots and try and knock Paddy Pimblett out. Now, Paddy Pimblett, he's got an unorthodox style that occasionally looks sloppy and looks like he's been ill-trained. He has a strong grappling base. We knew that from his Cage Warriors days with those flying triangles that he's throwing up. And he's creative in both his striking and his grappling. Paddy Pimblett's greatest weapon is his self-confidence and belief in his own ability. And when things are going well for him, it's a bit of a snowball effect. He's very, very difficult. Once the fight swings in his favour, it's very difficult to get it back into your favour as his opponent. If Gaethje allows Pimblett to find his rhythm, he can be dangerous. He left the Michael Chandler fight without a scratch on him, and if you look at the state of Chandler after he landed that knee, and the brutal ground and pound that he landed after that, it looked like one man had been just battered for a full 25 minutes and one man was fresh as a daisy. For me, I think the crowd may make or break this fight for Paddy Pimblett. If the crowd are really getting behind him, like I said, it's that snowball effect. As soon as he gets a little bit of confidence, he will run with it and it will play massively in his favour. But I also think that there's opportunities for Gaethje to exploit Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett is open to leg kicks. Justin Gaethje is an elite leg kicker. Pimblett stands with quite a wide open stance, and obviously he walks forward. He is also a pressure fighter similar to Gaethje, so that will open up the leg kick even more. His upright stance will also allow Gaethje to work the body, and potentially drain the gas tank of the Brit into the later rounds. I think there's two main issues for Paddy. It's the leg kicks and his inability to tuck his chin when he's backing out, and that seems to be an inability of a couple of Brits. Tom Aspinall has the same bad habit, and it hasn't come around to bite them yet. That isn't to say that it won't bite Paddy Pimblett in this fight. If Justin Gaethje looks to land and swing big overhands and hooks and puts a high kick behind it, we know that he's got powerful high kicks. He knocked Dustin Poirier out cold in their BMF title bout. If he throws a combination with a high kick behind it and Pimblett tries to back up with his hands low and his chin up in the air, he's getting knocked out. It's as simple as that. But let's go on to talk about the actual fight itself. How do I think this one plays out? I think for Paddy Pimblett, causing chaos, which is ironic to say, against just someone like Justin Gaethje who thrives in the chaos, for Paddy Pimblett, I think that's one of his better keys to victory. Cause a little bit of chaos. Look at what he did against King Green. He caused some chaos. He landed the leg kick. He kind of forced Bobby Green to shoot in, and he choked him unconscious. Now, it's dangerous to cause chaos against someone like Justin Gaethje. Like I said, he's a potential madman. But that's not to say that Pimblett won't have success doing it. Gaethje doesn't need to go for the knockout early, but he can wear Pimblett down with those shots to the body. Like I said, Pimblett does stand up very straight. And I also think that over the duration of the fight, those body shots are going to start to pay dividends. The leg kicks are going to slow down Paddy's movement, so if he does want to pressure Gaethje, he won't be able to do so without having fear of the leg kick. Those leg kicks will also slow down Paddy Pimblett's entrances, and I think if Gaethje is able to land a big one, I think it'll prevent Pimblett from wading in without caution. I can see Pimblett wading in with very little caution early on, but I think if Gaethje catches him or rocks him, this whole Scousers can't get knocked out thing is great on paper, but in reality, if someone like Justin Gaethje lands on your chin, the chances are that you're going to get knocked out. For Pimblett, I think he needs to start really, really fast. And like I said, ironically, against someone like Justin Gaethje, but he needs to cause chaos. He needs to pressure Gaethje against the fence, because I don't think that his takedowns, his outright wrestling, his takedowns in the middle are not good enough to take down Justin Gaethje. He needs to get to the clinch and look for those trip takedowns, or then change levels once he's in the clinch with Gaethje's back against the octagon. He doesn't have to rush for the finish if and when he has the chance in this one, but concentrate on damage and position over a potential submission. Gaethje has been in wars, he's been knocked out before, he's got a lot of scar tissue. Focus on damaging your opponent, maybe even get a referee stoppage, a doctor stoppage in there. I think I've picked against Paddy Pimblett in most of his other fights, and every single time it's come round to bite me. My heart says pick Justin Gaethje. He's a far more experienced. It's his last kind of run at a UFC belt, and I think I'm going to go with Gaethje. I don't like to pick against Paddy Pimblett because, like I said, every time I do pick against Paddy Pimblett, it doesn't go in my favour. And Paddy Pimblett just improves fight on fight on fight. There's no doubt about it. But I'm going to pick Justin Gaethje in this one. Get in the comments down below. Let me know who you're picking, whether you're picking the Brit, Paddy Pimblett, and who could potentially set up a mega fight with Ilia Topuria, or if you're picking Justin Gaethje to have one last sort of fairy tale run at becoming the undisputed lightweight champion. Like the video for me, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you very much.